Hello, how's it going? Who are y'all? It's such a pleasure to greet you. Wishing you, as always, that today is the best day of your life and that each and every one of your dreams comes true. I embrace you, as always, very tightly from soul to soul. And, well, we're already in the second month, right? Of this 2026. We started with a tremendous amount of planetary changes in January of 2026, and this whole year is going to be very effervescent because they're planets, the big planets, the slow planets that are changing signs. Like on January 26th, when Neptune moves into the sign of Aries, which it hasn't been in for 165 years. Those have a slow planets. Saturn, which is moving into the sign of Aries since February 13th, or Pluto in Aquarius, which entered in November of 2024. Why am I telling you about all these dates? Because it's important to put them on the table. These, when sign changes occur with slow planets, like the ones I just named, and then Uranus, which is going to change exactly on April 25th. It's going to move into the sign of Gemini. Right now, it's still in Taurus. Plus, we have eclipses coming up, right? The energy of the eclipses has been felt since the end of January, since the new moon. An eclipse's energy isn't necessarily just on the day, meaning the 17th, which is this week. And on the 18th, we have the sun entering the sign of Pisces. Since the planets made changes, Saturn and Neptune to fire, Pluto to Aquarius, air, and Uranus is coming to Gemini, air, all those changes are what we've all been seeing and feeling. Changes in our way of thinking, feeling, and acting, lots of movement, lots of realizations. When Neptune leaves Pisces to enter the sign of Aries, it'll be there until 2039, having some retrograde issues, let's just say 2039. What does all this that I'm putting here on the table mean? I want to explain it to you. I want you to stay in yourself, in your inner self, in your center. We're all going through big changes. Every sign is going to have very positive changes if we choose to see them that way. Let's get rid of that's just how I am. Yes, we're all like that. They're called habits, they're called customs. If we break down barriers, challenge old concepts, sever ties, and remove the shackles that hold us back, then many of our stalled plans can finally move forward. That weren't happening, that weren't moving. For example, Neptune in Pisces, which left and is now in Aries, it was there from 2011 to 2026, 14 years in Pisces. So everyone in the mutable cross, which are Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, feels a big change with Neptune entering Aries. In the same way, when Saturn, which moves from Pisces to enter Aries, we're feeling all these changes because of the energy in the atmosphere. Now, what I invite you to do is just focus. Stay with who you need to stay with. Let go of who needs to go, make decisions without getting hooked on absolutely anything. Pursue those dreams you've put off because the planets are there, but the decisions belong to each of us. It's that simple. I can tell you what I know, what I study, what I research, and the decision, of course, is yours regarding what I'm telling you. I've spent a lifetime studying astrology, and believe me, I listen to some things and others. I don't listen to myself. Not true. I always listen to myself because I know when there's an eclipse or a retrograde planet. So, well, focus. That's what I ask of you. Just focus. Stay away from negative people. You'll do it. I won't even have to tell you, all on your own. The planets help us with that. The planets put us to the test, you could say. We're going to pass tests. We've already passed many from 2011 to 2026. We passed many tests, right? We went with the flow. We did many things we didn't want to. We were a bit sad or melancholy and so on. Not every day, of course, because it's not every day. But these changes we're having are called shifts in awareness. And we're going to have big changes now that Uranus is moving into Gemini. I mean, everything that has to do with, well, modernity, right? Social media, computers, electronics, it's all on the table. Many very favorable changes, but I thank all of you for joining me here for my astrological recommendations because I'm just trying to explain a bit about how the astrological sky is. We're all gonna do very well as long as each and every one of us does our part. Stopping blaming others for what happens to us, but definitely taking the blindfold off our eyes, because that's already out. Yes, Neptune is in Aries. That's going to help us a lot. On the 18th, we have the sun entering Pisces. That makes us all, in general, perceptive, intuitive, tender, romantic, sensitive, loving, vulnerable. We might be exaggerating quite a bit. Pisces is so good, so we all feel all that energy, especially Pisces, of course, in sign and ascendant. They're so good that they let many things slide. Too many, way too many. But it's a good time to find lost pieces within ourselves. We're going to have on the 17th the solar eclipse in Aquarius early in the morning at 6:11 in the morning Central Time. And the next day, the 18th, we'll have the sun entering the sign of Pisces exactly at 9:52 in the morning Central Time. We're in cycles of change, just as the planets change. After 150 years, 80 years, 70 years, for them to come all the way back around? Yes, it took, I repeat, Neptune 165 years to return to the sign of Aries. That helps us all. You decide if you get hooked, keep that in mind. You decide if you get hooked or go with the flow. Right here. The one who shines, the one who moves forward, the one who trusts will be singled out and criticized. We all can and must be the leaders of our own self, of our own person. Talk to yourself a lot. You're going to do it. You're going to talk to yourself a lot. It's a very good week to make those changes that you've been putting off for later. Those, not just because Saturn is already in Aries or Neptune is in Aries, simply because astrologically, it's going to give us all the chance to find, I repeat, to find lost pieces within ourselves. Right here in our little hearth. Many blindfolds are going to fall from our eyes, and it'll be worth it because I'm going to realize that it was better not to be there or with them. And then it's going to give us peace. You know what I mean? It's going to give us an inner peace. It's a week to not hold back from doing new things, from doing things differently. And, well, I'm going straight into the astrological recommendations. With you, my dear, Aries. Well, I wanted to talk to you. Let me tell you. Back to the point of what I just said, we have Saturn and Neptune in your sign. That's very beneficial, and not just for you, but for everyone. Especially for Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, as well as Leo and Sagittarius. I'm talking to you. I'm going to tell you. Everything you said, thought, or meditated on, or all those impulses, or those decisions, or whatever it was that wasn't moving, wasn't happening, that stressed you out, that moved you from your center, these changes we're living through are gonna help you tremendously. What I invite you to do is to be like a slippery fish. What used to provoke you, don't allow it anymore. What moved you from your center, don't allow it anymore. without getting angry, without getting confused, without getting upset. And believe me, you'll have magic keys for the coming years. Don't say everything you're thinking. Don't talk about everything you're doing. Not everyone is a friend, my love. They're called acquaintances, colleagues, neighbors. Since you're the baby of the zodiac, everyone is your friend. Everything is wonderful, you tell? Everything. Like I went and I stepped and I bought and I traveled and I changed. Don't tell anything, my love. Don't tell anything. Let things be seen on their own. Let it be seen how everything's going to work out for you. Very beautifully. Because Saturn in Aries and this week of the eclipse in Aquarius is pushing you so that everything stored, what wasn't happening, what was blocked, the things where there were moments you'd say, I don't understand why things aren't going the way I want. It's because you shouldn't talk, my love. Many plans and many things. Well, I repeat, Neptune was in Pisces since 2011. Now it's in Aries. It's in your sign. If you take advantage of it and do new things, different things, bring out everything you had stored in the trunk of memories of what you wanted to do, of the plans you had kept, of those dreams, of those ideas, because you are definitely a wonderful creative. I don't know an Aries who isn't creative. Impulsive too, of course. With a magical smile. They're babies. They say everything. They tell everything. Don't tell anything. Let things settle into place. Whether you're traveling, whether you're buying, whether it's your relationship, let whatever needs to be seen, be seen. I know you do it with a lot of love and a lot of heart. I'm so excited about the changes you're going to experience. I love it when everyone is doing well. And especially when I know there are strong planetary movements for each of us, like in your case. That helped you grow, to learn, to value yourself, to remove mental stakes, shackles on the soul. Yes, many masks fell from your eyes, right? Just like that, too. The falls, errors, and mistakes are called growth for your knowledge, and you knew how to handle them. Congratulations. Now take advantage. Starting this week and the next, you're going to start seeing such beautiful changes, my love. And they're not magical. It's the result of your good actions. It's time to move forward, to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, and to decide who stays and who doesn't. In every sense, my love, your capacity, your strength, your intelligence, your integrity, and your leadership are obvious. It's time for everything that was left for later to be done. For the Tauruses, you're in an important moment. Look, right now you see we have Jupiter, which is retrograde and leaves on March 10th. It won't be long. Why am I telling you? Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of triumph, success, abundance, prosperity. So this little time it's been retrograde has put you to the test, right, Taurus? But you've passed them. A bit complicated, things haven't turned out as you wanted, maybe in your timing, as you had planned it, as you had it in mind. But I'm telling you that this week we have the sun in Pisces and the eclipse in Aquarius. Since you're in the same fixed cross where Aquarius is found, it gives you very good benefits. Like what? Like things you thought were no longer going to happen. Things, and I'm not talking to you, not necessarily about last week or 6 months ago. I'm talking to you about a long time ago. I'm talking specifically about the year 2026, just to be clear. Since the end of 2022, there were situations that you needed to settle, to happen, to move along as you wished. And you noticed that in 2025, things started to move along slowly. Well, 2026 is going to be crazy. It's going to move at an incredible speed. I'm referring to every aspect, I'm talking about your personal life, family, relationships, finances, and your professional life as well. I don't even have to tell you not to talk, not to share, not to say anything because you don't. I mean, you're discreet and prudent and patient and you keep it to yourself. Also, this week is about a romantic reunion, an emotional reconnection. It's not necessarily someone from your past, though it could be, of course, but a reconnection with your partner, your current partner. And when I say emotional reconnection, it could be with a partner or with a family member. It's a week for buying, selling, and important negotiations with great financial benefits for Gemini. Well, look, my dear Gemini, there's a lot in your favor. You speak, you express, you communicate. You tell everything. You're like a castanet, cheerful, charming, and fun. When you get angry, you don't even recognize yourself. I invite you this week to be only with the people you should be with and doing exactly what you should be doing. Don't go telling absolutely anything about all the lovely surprises this week is going to give you. And it's not good luck. No, I don't believe in good luck. I believe in continuous work, in desire, in dedication, in commitment, and that's you. And now that there are planets and air and fire and the eclipse in Aquarius, which is air, it's time to win. But just as I told Aries, don't talk, you too, don't chat about it. There will be people around you who might put obstacles in your way with the new projects you have well underway. Don't you worry. Just focus on the result. You'll notice many things that weren't happening, weren't moving, were blocked, will now move very quickly, like magic. And it's not magic. It's the tests, the growth, the lesson learned. It's important, my dear Gemini, that you analyze very well everything new that comes into your life. Yes, it's also important that you ask for support so you can learn a little, my love, to delegate. If you delegate a little more of everything you're doing, you'll be able to multiply all the new things arriving. It's a week of parties, events, and family gatherings, something you're gonna celebrate. Something that will bring a lot of joy and so much happiness to all the members of your family. For Cancers, since you're in the cardinal cross, those in the cardinal cross, you start the summer, and those in the cardinal cross are currently having many changes in their way of thinking, feeling, and acting. You, since you're a water element and your luminary is the moon, your emotions might be a bit not high, but you need a lot of applause, reward, recognition, affection. Give it to yourself, my love. Value yourself, admire yourself, respect yourself, love yourself. I invite you to all this, my dear Cancer, because it's a week where you'll make very important decisions and determinations that are involving, well, logically yourself, but your family and more people in your professional environment. The determinations and decisions you make this week will be, well, very important. Definitely, because it brings great results for all the people involved. And since right now we have the eclipse on the 17th and the sun entering Pisces on the 18th, that's making you especially very magical, very intuitive, very perceptive. I invite you to keep your psychic antennas very high so that you realize who's in, who's out. Because not everyone can be a friend, nor can everyone be the great partner. What I want to tell you is to put out your psychic antennas and let your sixth sense help you detect. If people are vibrating at your same frequency and have the same professional, work, and economic line, because you're the one giving, doing, or moving forward the plans, projects, or situations being experienced. In your home, there's news that will fill your heart with so much joy and so much happiness. News from one of the members of your loved ones, in which there are gifts, rewards, and recognition. For Leos, the planets are in fire and will be in fire for a long time. Slow planets, as I said at the beginning, Saturn and Neptune. Take advantage of them, please, my dear Leo. Take advantage of them. It's not time to think, it's time to act. Think little, feel a lot, act plenty. With your way of thinking, feeling, and acting, with your values, with your principles, just as you are, you'll open the door no matter how closed it is, with your charisma, your ability, your knowledge, and your experience. And of course, the credibility you have. The eclipse is very favorable for you. We know you're a fire sign. Those of us who are fire signs, well, we get it, right, my dear Leo? Good. Don't talk about anything. Don't talk about your plans. I want you to be like a slippery little fish. And listen, this is your phrase for this week. If your shine bothers them, let them wear shades. You'll be in meetings, events, gatherings, celebrations. Stay very alert to opportunities as soon as they arise. You have everything to succeed. Everything. I know you've gone through many shifts, many situations. I'm talking astrologically, to each and every one of you. Depending, it hit you in different areas of your life, personal, family, financial, work. But right now, everything is falling into place. We know that we fire signs want everything right now. Give it time, let everything settle. It's going to settle perfectly well. The 18th, 19th, and 20th. There are 3 very important days for you where there'll be much joy, much peace, lots of partying, much happiness. But remember that often when we say, I'm doing great at work and I'm doing great here, and then, well, there might be some unfavorable looks around you when they ask you, how are you? Very well, everything's perfectly fine, everything's in order, everything's in harmony, and just leave it at that. It's a week for you to reconnect with yourself and put into action everything that you thought wasn't going to happen. Yes, it is going to happen. It is going to happen. Everything you thought wouldn't. Like, oh, I did that back in 2018. No, that other thing in 2019. Wait just a second. Bring it back out. It's going to work out perfectly well. For Virgos, since you're in the mutable cross, you'll have big changes in how you think, feel, and act. That's going to bring you peace, relaxation, tranquility, and serenity. You're a creative genius, aren't you? Write down all your ideas. In fact, bring out all those you've kept on the back burner in the drawer of memories. Things that weren't happening, that weren't moving forward, will start moving. Because you are in the mutable cross. And Pisces was there, Neptune in Pisces, and now it's in Aries. What am I trying to tell you with this? That whatever was blocked, whatever wasn't moving, whether in love, romance, passion, work, money, travel, whatever you said, I'm not going to push it anymore, don't even struggle. You won't have to push it. The calls will come on their own. The offers will come on their own. New proposals will come on their own. Because what belongs to you by right of consciousness is yours, Virgo, and no one will take it from you. Now, that we'll have the sun entering Pisces on the 18th, it's giving you great benefits in your house of money and your house of profession. Because right now won't be the time to think, it will be the time to act. I know you're methodical, analytical, a perfectionist, punctual, and you always analyze everything before doing it. That's fine, perfect. That's how it should be. Analyzing, setting short, medium, and long-term goals. But it's important, right now, the best thing you can do is put into action everything you'd left for later. Because you've already tested it, you know it's worth it. And I'm talking about different areas of your life. Personal, emotional, and financial. This week and the next offer great opportunities to meet people, individuals who will be key, like important contacts for you in your upcoming plans to study, travel, or move somewhere else from where you're living right now. For Libras, analyzing, observing, and checking will be the key this week. Analyzing, observing, and checking. My dear Libras, I am very, very happy with these planetary changes taking place. Because it's going to be the time. You know, I always tell you, learn to say no, do things. I mean, Set boundaries, close cycles. Right now, the planets won't even ask you. Definitely. You'll be able to say it with great ease. And I don't mean you should say a lot of negatives to people. No, it's not that. But rather, you're going to stand your ground. That's what I mean. You've already closed the cycles you needed to close. You've already learned many things you needed to learn. Every day you learn something new. I completely agree. But planetarily speaking, you have very good moments putting your years, your experience, your knowledge, your kindness, your nobility, your dedication, and your commitment on the table. All that counts, my love. That's why you must know your true worth. And it's up to each of us, my dear Libra. You have to give yourself credit for who you are. If you don't go for what's yours by right of conscience, others won't care. That's how it is. Well, now with the movements we have, the eclipse in Aquarius and you being air, it'll shake everything up. It's been moving you since late January, since the new moon in January. Well, even before, but stronger since the end of January. This week, there will be meetings, events, gatherings, parties, celebrations. Attend all of them. Oh, I don't feel like it. Yes, you're going. You like being social. It's because you'll reconnect with someone. It's because you'll see someone. It's because you'll meet someone who's good for your financial life. It's time to receive in abundance everything you've sown, Libra. Everything. You've sown what? And you've sown all kinds of seeds. Orange, lemon, maybe basil, maybe rosemary, or whatever it may be, right? Well, now it's time to wid. That's what I'm referring to. It's time to trust in the abundance the universe has for you. There are many astrological words I could tell you, but in conclusion, I can say this is a very fabulous year for you. But this week, with the energy of the eclipse on the 17th, you're gonna feel it. Not to mention the rest I said at the start about Saturn and Neptune and all that. That's a separate matter. You're gonna realize what I love to say. Who's in, who's out. I mean, it's who stays, who doesn't stay. Let whoever has to stay, stay, and whoever has to go, go. No, you're gonna set aside your fears. No. You have absolutely everything to win and to succeed. Take your place, take your spot, and as my mom would say, know your worth, son, know your worth. Okay, my dear Libra, now for the Scorpios. I'll tell you, Scorpios, you have 2 planets, right? Pluto? Mars, okay. Saturn and Neptune entered the sign of Aries, okay. The planet of Aries is Mars. What am I getting at? You're more magical, more intuitive, more perceptive, more like investigators, analyzing, checking. I'll do this here, I'll do that there. Very eloquent, very clear on who you are, on what you want. You're gonna realize many things that you were sensing. Now, they're gonna be very clear because the eclipse is going to remove masks. It's gonna pull back the curtains. It's gonna lay everything out for you right there on the table. Easy, understandable. Everything that you thought you knew, really everything, won't be there. And what you thought when you said, can it be done? Can it happen? Will it be? That is going to happen. Whatever you've been living through, because you are always beautiful people, go-getters. There's no one who can stop you. When you want something, you go for it, right? Well, now you're going to do it the same way, but easier, smoother. Imagine that you spent many years doing everything you're doing, but with a load of stones on your back. And you achieved it. Now you're no longer carrying those stones on your back. You know what I mean? If you could, with everything you've been through, in every sense of the word, now there's no one to stop you, my dear. Now it's your turn to win in every way. Everything's fallen into place. Remember that in 2024, Aquarius entered Pluto, or Pluto in Aquarius. Since then, you felt many changes, right? Well, 25 put you to the test in many things, and test passed. Against the current, maybe one day you were angry, another day you were fine, but you flowed and you made it. Now, starting this week, there are many changes. And I repeat what I told you, you made it after many things. Despite having carried many pounds of stones on your back, now you're not carrying them. You're going to have everything go smoothly. With falls, errors, mistakes, like we have every day of our lives, right? But you'll see what beautiful changes are coming physically, mentally, spiritually, professionally, financially. And well, I'll go on to tell you, just keep your feet on the ground and your eyes toward the sky and your hand on your heart. You're going to realize so many people who love you very much. Those you thought wouldn't will be a yes, and those who would will be a no. It's going to be really interesting. A good week besides, just bring out your sixth sense, my dear Scorpio, and your intuition. No one can stop you, my dear. Sagittarians. Oh, Sagittarians. How are we Sagittarians doing? What can I tell you, right? Well, we've already said goodbye, right? On February 26th to Neptune and Pisces. Even before that, we were already feeling big changes. Now that Neptune is in Aries, it's time to speak, to express, to communicate, to close. I can already imagine you since the start of the year, right? Making changes, paperwork, negotiations, taking away, putting in, cleaning your house, the closet, removing everything you didn't want in your life anymore, right, my dear Sagittarians? Yes, because now the cycle from 2026 to 2039, there will be ups, downs, falls, errors, mistakes, like everything else. It doesn't all have to be sunshine and rainbows. But I can tell all my Sagittarians that it's time to win, time to travel, to buy, to make changes in our way of thinking, feeling, and acting. A time to close cycles. It's time for many trips. Sagittarius loves to travel a lot. This week you're going to talk about travel. They're going to offer you new jobs that involve a lot of travel. Many changes are coming to your home. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the fruits in different baskets. That means when we do different things at once, very Sagittarian, but your spirit, your drive, because you made it, Sagittarius, despite many things, there were days when you really didn't even want to leave your bedroom, let alone your house. And having to do 1,000 things, you realized how strong, how brave, how capable, how upright you are. Because you have a lot of integrity, you have many values, many principles. Now the results are coming. Don't go thinking that everything you've done in so much time isn't being seen. It is being seen. And it's going to give you so much joy that starting from the 20th, 21st, no. Yes, the 20th and 21st are two very important days, but very important. Through any means, they'll look for you to make you an extremely interesting proposal, which will give you much joy and happiness, because they'll also recognize yourself, your being, your inner self, your experience, your knowledge, and so on. In your home, they're also wanting to do many things. Do you want to do many things, or does one of your family members? From buying, selling, or remodeling or something, but many things that have to do with your home. This year, you're going to think a lot about what you've always thought about your family, but especially about your environment, your temple, because for you, your home is a very important temple where you receive much peace and tranquility. There will be very lovely things. The weekend will be full of parties, meetings, celebrations, for something they're going to give you, or for something they're going to offer you. For the Capricorns, what can I tell you, my love? Very well, Capricorn. A very favorable week. Fabulous, I would say. Yes, you're already more relaxed, calmer, more serene, more centered. It's just that you're quite a leader and very intelligent, and often, well, it's like your intelligence makes it so others don't understand everything you do and are. Am I making sense? But this week, you'll be so relaxed, so calm, because you started closing cycles, cutting what you had to cut, or removing what you had to remove, and that'll give you a lot of freedom of action. Many changes are coming in the house of work and in the house of profession. If you are waiting for a new job, a change in your income, or to settle situations related to credit matters, or you're going to ask for some type of loan, this week is very good for paperwork after the 18th. So you can keep the energy of the 17th, which is the eclipse, and the sun's entry on the 18th. You're going to make, or you'll reconnect or talk with someone from your past who could be a friend, could be a colleague, or something like that, who's going to introduce you to someone who's very good for your finances. I don't even have to tell you not to say anything to anyone because you won't do it. Remember that, after all, with your very Saturn like intellectual level, and now Saturn is in Aries, which is giving you so many benefits, what can I say, right? So, through your social relationships or your former colleagues or whatever, through some means from someone in your past, you're going to make an extremely important contact that benefits your work life and your professional life, which will give you a lot of freedom of action. We know that you, my dear Capricorns, oh, how you love the countryside, nature, and so on. Those are the places where you receive energy. Keep doing it. Keep going to the countryside, to nature, so that magical and wonderful information keeps coming to you. Because you're coming with more responsibilities than you have right now, but with great results, which will give you a great breather because it's for your benefit and, of course, for your loved ones. For the Aquarians, well, what can I say? After everything in January, right? The stelliums you had in your sign. Incredible. Stelliums? I mean, what is a stellium? It's many planets in the same sign. There were many planets in your sign, right? So, well, you were all over the place, not knowing if you were coming or going or where to look. And now it turns out that on the 17th, we have the solar eclipse in your sign. What's going on with all this? It's time to win. It's time to remember who you are and the whole path you've traveled to be where you are now. It's time to go for what's yours by right of consciousness in every sense of the word. I mean, with yourself, with your friends, with your neighbors, with your family, and love and money and work. Everything that goes through your mind, Aquarius, will become a reality. I told you several weeks ago that the stelliums in your sign gave you great keys and great opportunities. You still have amazing opportunities, and this eclipse in your sign will remove many stakes from your mind and many shackles from your heart. You'll realize many truths and new things that are coming into your life. But if you're waiting for applause, rewards, and recognition, there'll be no one to stop you. If you trust and believe in your strength, your power, your energy, your knowledge, and all that magical and wonderful experience you have, and this isn't about age, because we can meet people with many years behind them who only have 2 or 3 years of experience. It's not about that. It doesn't matter if you're very young, middle-aged, or very old. It's okay. You have great opportunities, Aquarius. I say this to you with much love. Stay away from gossip, hearsay, and office rumors. Please don't waste time, energy, and brain cells on things that don't matter at all. You have everything to give. You might feel a bit off-center because you're very demanding of yourself. You don't allow it, there's no margin for error. We all make mistakes, my dear Aquarius. But now, this eclipse on the 17th is going to clarify everything for you. Do you know what I mean? You're going to feel very at peace, very relaxed, very calm. Very, like that. I deserve it, and I deserve it. That's how you're going to feel. And it's true, you deserve it. Because no matter what you're doing, I'm speaking astrologically and planetarily, it's time to win. And it's not the time to overthink it. Keep one of my phrases in mind. I think little, I feel much, and I act a lot. Applause, my dear Aquarius. And for you, Pisces, well, you're very happy, right? Well, of course. Neptune in your sign. Neptune leaves your sign to enter Aries. You're going to be doing great. Oh my. Bouncing all over the place like a pinball. Just jumping around. Content, happy, fulfilled. Yes, but a little bit unraveled. What does that mean? You're going to speak your truths. Everything you've been putting off for later. Because you know what a good person you are. Kind, tender, romantic, sensitive, loving, and so on. This week, what do we have? The eclipse in Aquarius and the sun in your sign. Okay, but it's time, finally, to say I also came. I am also here. Just as you've spent your time giving, sharing, helping, pampering, and cuddling everyone else, now it's your turn to help, pamper, and cuddle yourself. Now, how many times did I tell you, my dear Pisces, put yourself at the front of a line? Put yourself at the front of the line. Now, I don't even have to tell you. You'll do it on your own. Now, really, look at Saturn in Aries and Neptune, your planet, in Pisces. And it won't be long before Jupiter in Cancer is direct, which has put you through some very good tests. You are art. You are beauty. You are kindness. You are heart. You are dedication. You are commitment. So why shouldn't you do well? Of course you should. You've always done well. But you deserve so much more. And right now you're going to say, hey, it's true. I'm putting myself right at the front of the line. I'm not ashamed. Forget about the shame and forget about what people will say. Because with shame and what people say, look, we don't pay for anything. We pay for absolutely nothing, and we don't get pampered, helped, or cuddled. You're in a very beautiful time. It gives me great joy, my dear Pisces, because you're going to receive what belongs to you by right of consciousness. Peace, love, tranquility, serenity, and you're going to say things with that love of yours because you're a very loving person when you speak. You always know how to say things with kindness, always caring, always helping, always cuddling. It's your style, it's your essence. And right now, many people who are very grateful to you, so grateful for everything you've done for them, are going to start giving you proposals, new things, different things. You're going to learn, just as people used to ask you for help and support, now you're going to do it. And many times, you won't even have to ask for it. All that help is going to come to you. It's that simple. I'll repeat the phrase. What belongs to you by right of consciousness is yours and no one will take it from you. Bravo, my dear Pisces. Thank you so much for joining us. I think I gave you quite a bit of information today. Right, my dear Checho? Yes, I see. I hadn't noticed. Oh, Kino, why didn't you poke me and tell me? Come on, Mitchie. Hey, thank you so much. Really, thank you for joining me and being part of this great, loving, luminous, and successful family. I'm a bit restless, right? It's just that I'm pure fire. Listen to me. Hey, I want to ask you for a huge favor. Let me tell you. I have 2 channels. No, not me. Let me explain myself better. On the YouTube channels, there's this YouTube channel where you find, right? Well, the horoscopes, the shows, the angels, and all that. But I have the other one that's in English. Oh, I look so pretty speaking English. I ask you with much love to do me a favor for all your friends or family or acquaintances whose language or tongue is English. Well, let them go. Let them go to my channel. It has the same name. It's the same horoscopes, but in English. Mizada-EN, that is English. Oh yes, in English. I did well, right? Well, I'll leave it to you. Spread the word. 'Cause the horoscopes are really good. Made with much love and in English. Man, it was a struggle to speak English. Hey, thank you so much. You'd really help me a lot. Yes, yes. You really would help me a lot because very few people know that I have the YouTube channel in English. And well, the weekly horoscopes are there so that your family and friends who don't speak Spanish or don't understand Spanish, well, it's there in English for them. Thank you very much. And I also invite you to my page, which is Mizada-Mohamed.com, and social media, where I'm Mizada Mohamed. I'm verified on all of them. If you don't see it verified, it's not Mizada's, right? Because what? Right. And if you want to subscribe and see the horoscopes before, oh, the boy raises his hand like a good student. If you want to subscribe, what else? To see the horoscopes before, if you want to subscribe to see the horoscopes early, the horoscopes before anyone else, that is, from Saturday. Yes. Okay. So you subscribe, and how do you do it? You just subscribe there? In community members, and that's it. They're called Mizada Stars, right? Mizada Stars. If you want to subscribe to Mizada Stars so you can see the horoscopes from Saturday, and there will also be more surprises, right? There, yes. Astro something, right? Is it? Oh, I can't say. He won't let me say anything. Well, I've gone on too long. I send you many kisses, much love, many blessings. And remember, be yourselves, be happy, with little, with much, because when we are happy, abundance always dwells in our gifts. I am Mizada Mohamed. I love you very much, and I want to see you succeed.
Thank you very much for graciously joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel and kindly visit my personal website, Mizadamohamed.com.